Hi, everybody. I'm Namrata. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm a data scientist on the integrity and safety team at Bumble. And I know we're 30 minutes into the presentation, but welcome. We're happy to have you here. I will kick us off with a very short snippet of this BBC documentary called Asking for It, featuring Emily Attack.
I received a dick pic on LinkedIn.
10 to 15% of my messages are penises or propositions.
I have received photos, videos, voice notes, text messages at 12 years of age, and you're seeing that.
I want it to stop. It's about catching these people before they do the worst thing. This is what people have to understand.
But what these women are recounting are experiences of cyberflashing. What is cyberflashing? So cyberflashing is the act of sending someone an unsolicited, lewd, or obscene image, often without their knowledge and without their consent. Oftentimes, the channels that the perpetrators are using to cyberflash their victims, victims don't really have any agency. They'll often sort of click into a photo, see something really uncomfortable, feel something really uncomfortable before they know that they've been cyberflashed. There are three things that are quite clear about cyberflashing. First of all, it is sexual harassment. Second of all, it's extremely disempowering. And unfortunately, third of all, it disproportionately impacts women. Surprise, surprise. So really, here are some stats to kind of back this up. We know that women of all ages are impacted by this. We see that about 76% of young girls, teenage years, between 12 to 18, are receiving unwanted sexual pictures from boys or men. Then we kind of go up in the age band. We see that women between 18 to 24, almost 40% of them are receiving unwanted sexual imagery. We keep going older, and 40% of millennial women are recipients of unwanted sexual imagery of male genitalia. And so at Bumble, we look at these stats and we see one thing. We see that it's a huge problem, and we want to do something about it. We want to do something so that we can really maintain and keep our users, especially our female users, emotionally safe when they're putting themselves out there in this very vulnerable position to go out and meet people and form connections. So that is how Private Detector was born. That's how it came to life. We make the rules to keep you safe, and we make the tools to keep you safe, and you make the rules to live your best life. And so how does this work? How do we manage to give you a safe experience? So what Private Detector does is it automatically detects and blurs potential lewd images, and ultimately giving back viewers the agency to decide if they want to see it or if they don't want to see it. And we wanted to build a very holistic experience around this. So what we did was we added multiple entry points for reporting. So, we want to empower people to speak up and not feel silenced when they receive imagery that's quite uncomfortable. And we also proactively prompt our users to unmatch if they feel that they have made a connection with someone that is, making them uncomfortable and harassing them. So this is well and good. And this was really amazing for us to be able to feel like we were safeguarding the community at Bumble Inc. But we don't just want to safeguard the community at Bumble Inc. We want to go beyond the Bumble Inc. community. So that's how we decided to open source Private Detector. Our intention here was really to connect with like-minded people across the tech community to join forces and kind of combat the fight against cyberflashing. So let's talk a little bit about the model itself. In a nutshell, Private Detector is a binary image classifier that detects lewd images. It is based on the latest iteration of efficient net, which is a kind of convolutional neural network, small and powerful, and particularly apt for a use case, which is mobile devices, where we want the models to be small and fast, but still not compromising accuracy. The way that we trained this model is on a data set of both lewd as well as non-lewd images. Luckily, only a small minority of our of users will upload a potentially lewd image, but because of the scale that we're operating at, we are able to collect a data set that is really state-of-the-art. And throughout the training process, we made it a point to iteratively add negative samples, make sure that we were accounting for potential, edge cases or nuances to avoid false positives. So what do you get in the toolkit? Well, first of all, we wrote a white paper that kind of details our journey as to how we got there, the context, our thought process, a technical overview, so you can kind of equip yourself with the journey that we came here with. And then we also have on our GitHub repo a ready-to-use model, which has 98% accuracy, no trade-offs between precision and recall, and you also have the ability to fine-tune the model to your use case. On the repo, you also have documentation, source code, and really by putting it all out there, we are hoping for two things. First of all, we hope that you can use it, give us feedback and suggestions, and really this is something that that's of value to you. And the bigger hope is that this is something that people can use to combat this really horrific form of harassment. And I also wanted to talk briefly about why we chose to open source. It's really quite simple. I think that we do show up every day to try and make the internet a safer place. I think it can sound, wishy-washy, but it's really true. And open sourcing Private Detector and democratizing this toolkit is a way for us to make our vision into reality. And also, I think that we are in a way uniquely positioned in the dating and the social networking context to make a contribution that we believe can have an impact on the lives of everybody, but especially women and non-binary people and trans people and people with marginalized identities. So yeah, I think that the point for us to do all of this is to sort of go beyond the Bumble Inc. ecosystem, and we're really glad to be able to do so. It feels good. But actually, on the note of going beyond the Bumble ecosystem, I think that we recognize that a problem of this sort inherently requires a multifaceted approach to coming up with solutions, which is why our public policy team is extremely hard at work every day to outlaw and criminalize cyberflashing. So some of the wins that we've had are, for example, in the US, where we backed bills in California, in Virginia, in Texas to outlaw cyberflashing and criminalize it. And in the UK, we've been working with Grazia and UN Women to make sure that the online safety bill is loophole-proof and that any evaluation of potential cyberflashing crimes are done through the lens of consent as opposed to intent. So all of this is to say, we're serious about this. We really are at work trying to outlaw cyberflashing and make the internet a better place for everybody. And we hope that everybody in the audience, each one of you, joins us on this journey in whatever ways possible. And with that, I will play you another short clip and take your leave.
With Bumble's Private Detector, you can bat away unsolicited pics or keep the ones you want.
Thank you so much.